Hi, this is Dawn at Dawn's Astrological Vision. Welcome back, Capricorn Sun sign and Capricorn Rising, and stand by for your September 2015 general forecast. Capricorn, your ruler Saturn moves into the sign of Sagittarius on the 17th and remains until 2018. This is your 12th house, Capricorn, and once the planet Saturn enters the 12th house, a subtle change occurs within the psyche. The contrast between Saturn and the ruler of the 12th house, Neptune, becomes manifest. The persona is preparing for rebirth. In the 12th house, Saturn hides so that it can research and develop either creative projects or the soul. This is actually a very comfortable place for Saturn. However, there may be unexplained fears that stem from a difficult childhood with the memory of an absent parent or an authority figure who was unavailable emotionally. The unknown must be addressed for the conscious and unconscious mind. Once the unknown is confronted, then a storehouse of wisdom and knowledge pours forth that may be channeled through writing, spiritual, or healing work. The veil of fear must part in order for this to occur. The sun starts the month off in the sign of Virgo, your sister sign, until the 23rd. This is your 9th house of higher education, long distance traveling, personal, cultural, religious, and philosophical ideals and principles. Over the next few weeks, you may notice an increased interest in the areas of higher education, religion, and philosophy. On the 5th, the sun in Virgo trines Pluto in Capricorn, and this transit can occasionally bring about the urge to remold yourself and brings about a strong willfulness and great intensity. This powerful aspect could urge you to do something or to express yourself in a powerful and extreme way. Pluto has been in your first house, and this house rules your self-image, self-awareness, personal action, and physical appearance. You could have been or may still be noticing that your sense of self is being totally changed. There could be profound stimulation of intuitive clairvoyant faculties and a change in your basic consciousness and self-awareness. Major changes in your self-image and matter of personal expression, which can be reflected in your personal appearance, may be occurring. On the 5th and a couple of days before and after, you may pay more attention to your increased willpower, resourcefulness, and effort at spiritual, mental, and physical self-improvement. Also on the 5th, Venus goes direct in the sign of Leo and will remain until October. This is your 8th house of legacies, insurance, sex, death, and all manner of mergers, financial and otherwise. This aspect can financially begin to bring about harmonious handlings of joint finances, gains through gifts, grants, corporate funds, financial partnerships, and inheritance. On the 13th, there is a partial solar eclipse. It is part of a family of eclipses that are considered to be highly stressful. Because this eclipse is also in Virgo, the sign that rules over work and health, this is a time to avoid stress and surgery if possible. Make your plans now to start something new, but wait until next week to put them into action. This solar eclipse is not visible in the United States. This eclipse will fall in your 9th house of your need for meaningful or purposeful activity, your desire for long-distance travel, your relationships with grandchildren and in-laws, and your involvement with higher education. Over the next 6 months, opportunities could arise to write, teach, and help people follow their visions. Long-distance relocations may occur, as well as opportunities coming from some distance away. You could also be given opportunities to work in public relations, professional sales and training, and consulting, as well as the legally related professions. Mercury goes retrograde on the 17th, Capricorn, in your 10th house. Mercury in the 10th house can bring about study and communications concerning professional and business affairs. There can be correspondence, telephoning, and short distance travel for business and professional reasons. Also, increased communication is likely with employers and supervisors and with government agencies or people in position of power and authority. When Mercury is retrograde, affairs are often conducted in a behind-the-scenes manner until Mercury goes direct. This is the last Mercury retrograde period of the year of 2015. Most times, the significance of Mercury retrograde is not fully realized until Mercury returns to direct motion and reaches the position at which the retrograde motion began. Many factors may come to light after this retrograde that will enable you to make wiser decisions. This is not the time to sign new contracts, purchase electronics, including TVs, computers, cell phones. Travel plans already in motion should be okay, but this is not the time to book new travel plans. If possible, hold off until October. Mars is in Leo, your 8th house, until the 23rd, and on the 8th, Mars trines Uranus in Aries in your 4th house. Uranus-Mars aspects represents drive, action, anger, and courage. Uranus represents freedom, independence, originality, change, and revolution. Your 4th house of home, property, or matters of real estate, parents, and endings are affected, along with your 8th house of legacies, taxes, sex, and partners' resources. There is a need for change in some of those areas of your life, and this is a favorable time for it. The trine aspects give you the courage or fight, if necessary, to bring about change. Mars is in Leo, a fixed sign, which means you will finish what you start. Uranus is in the sign of Aries and has been in Aries since 2010 and will remain until 2018. This is your 4th house, Capricorn, and you may have noticed some urges for personal freedom in the home and family life. This can sometimes bring about some unusual behavior on the part of family members. This trine aspect can bring about those new conditions that you have been hoping for in the family or domestic condition. Uranus is retrograde in Aries until December 25th. Mars moves into your 9th house, the sign of Virgo, along with Jupiter on the 25th. Also on that day, Mars makes a square to Saturn in your 12th house, the sign of Sagittarius. This aspect could put a damper on your expenditure of energy. Your initiatives can get frustrated. Watch for physical injuries and health problems cropping up with bones or teeth. Do your best to avoid fighting against your routines because a positive attitude towards accomplishing projects and tasks will get you everywhere. This aspect could last up to the end of the month. Try to stay positive. Jupiter is in the same house as Mars, and you will notice over the next year that you have more of an interest in religion, philosophy, higher education, and travel, and activities related to these matters. This is a favorable transit for association with universities and cultural institutions. The full moon is in the sign of Aries on the 27th. It's a larger-than-life supermoon, as well as a total lunar eclipse. This eclipse will be visible over Europe, the Middle East, Africa, and parts of the eastern United States, and will have the strongest effect on one-to-one relationships or those with a birthday on that same day. This eclipse is in the 4th house, which governs your home, family, parents, heritage, and real estate. It reveals the way you feel about yourself on the inside based upon the degree of security and foundation provided to you from your heritage and background. Home and domestic and family matters are all important with an eclipse here. The key phase is I feel. and this house corresponds naturally with the moon. Sensitivity is heightened. Getting along with others may be a key issue. Women's issues are in focus. Capricorn, your lucky days of the month are the 2nd, 3rd, 11th, 12th, 21st, 22nd, and 30th. That concludes your September 2015 general forecast, Capricorn. Thank you for liking and subscribing to Dawn's Astrological Vision. Capricorn, have a wonderful month, and I'll talk to you next month. Bye.